Welcome back to Medrash Umaisa, sharing a story for this week's Parsha, which in Eretz Yisrael is Parshas Bechukosai. Among the many wondrous stories involving the Lubavitcher Rebbe Shluchim that he sent around the world and who are still out there, is one that I saw years ago about a young shliach who was given a shlichus by the Rebbe to go to a certain island. I believe it was in the Caribbean. He received no further details, just to go to that island. Not for how long, not what he was supposed to do there. He landed, and he assumed that if the Rebbe didn't give him details, so he would follow the general protocol, find Jews, and do what he could for them. He started to ask around the island to see if there were any Jews, where they were. He discovered nothing. No Jewish community. He didn't hear of any individual Jews, and yet that was where he was sent. He said, all I can do is make myself visible. Every day he walked through a different part of the island, up streets, through alleyways, in parks, waiting to see who would see him. One day, he was walking down a small street and hears a cry from a window. A woman said, "You came." She comes rushing out of the house and she says, "You came." And he says, "Please explain." She told him the following. She said, "I'm the only Jew left on this island. My husband and I were the only two Jews on this island. When he passed away, I was alone. And the priest from the local Christian community started spending a lot of time with me. He visited me, he spoke with me. He told me, he says, you're all alone, and we would like you to join our community, and then you'll be taken care of. We'll take care of all of your needs. We'll bury you when the time comes. You shouldn't be alone. Come and join us." Now, I was a Jew and a proud Jew, and I instantly refused, but over time, I began to weaken. I have no support group. Finally, I said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono Shel Olam, if you want me to stay Jewish and not to join up with them, please send me one other Jew. Send me a Jew that I can see as a Jew, and I will remain Jewish forever. She said, and you came. Now, the principle that we see here is something that's referred to in this parsha. Among the punishments for Am Yisrael, if Lo Aleinu, they don't do what they're supposed to, are the words of Eschem ezoreh bagoyim. I will scatter you among the nations. Rashi says, Zumida kosha. This is a very difficult punishment. Shebeshah shebnei medina golim lemakom echad. When people of a country are exiled, but at least they're in one place, roim zeh zeu misnachamim. They see each other, and that consoles them. Yisrael nizru kebemizrah, but Am Yisrael were scattered the way that a person who's sorting barley and scattering barley does it with a sifter. Vein achas mehen dvuka bechaverta, and no one of them is connected to the other. Now, this applies not just to an isolated Jew on an island, but the idea of not being dvuk bechaverta, not seeing each other, can happen even when we live in the same place. There's so many Jews who've told me that they grew up in places around Torah-observant Jews, for example, New York City. But even though they saw them with their eyes, they said it never registered on me. I never saw them. Let's think back to the story on that island. An important ingredient was that when that shliach went out, he wanted to be seen because he wanted to see other Jews. He wanted to be seen in order to see. We have to internalize that. When we're out there, especially those who can be visibly identified as Torah-observant Jews, it's not just that you go out proud, not covering it up, let people see me. The reason you want to see Jews to see you is so that you can see them, so that you care about them, that klala, that curse of being invisible to each other, will be reversed, bringing us the geula. So everything that's in Parshas Bechukosai, we know midah tova meruba, that the good is more powerful. So that negative situation of being separated and not seeing each other can be reversed, each one of us, if we learn to want to see each other, to want others to see us, and hopefully then we'll be able to go back to where we should be and seeing each other. B'vias Gol Tzedek Meherav Yameinu. Have a wonderful Shabbos.